inconsistent, and I don't understand the market as far as the buzz and the speculation that's going on with certain books about keys and first appearance of the character. It really doesn't make any sense to me. So that's one reason why I rarely go out there and buy a book, because that's the first appearance of something. Luckily, I collect long enough and have enough books that for the most part, I have a lot of the stuff that some people consider keys now. And a sleepy reader 66 mentioned in one of his comments to me that a lot of the key books is something that we don't know. It's not something that we can plan for. By the time it's announced and it become key and everyone rush into it, then the true winner is the people that by luck have that already years ago, that pay cover price or absolute nothing to them. But now the people that are chasing it up and bidding it up to hundreds of dollars make no sense to me. Here's another example. When X-Men movie came out, and there was a whole speculation about the storyline about the death of Phoenix and all that. That really didn't have as much impact on the value of the Phoenix saga as today. All of a sudden now, the Days of Future Past storyline is going in multiple value compared to what it was 2 years ago, because the movie is tied into the storyline. How much of the storyline we don't know, okay? We have no idea. But the fact that X-Men 140 and 141 is going up in great value because the movie is using some of the storyline from Days of Future Past baffle me as far as why there's a speculation there. So every time there is a rise in value of something that ties into a movie, most of us can find an example of something that didn't do that. The sad thing is, just about everything that rises in value due to a tie-in to a movie or TV show tend to flatten out and decline after. So it's not, the market hasn't proved to me that if you can have a key book that go up due to some kind of movie ties in or TV ties in, that will go up and stay up and go higher. It tend to go up and then fizzle out. So I just want to issue a word of caution to collectors out there that like to make money in those kind of speculation, because it's not easy. Definitely I can't do it, and it's an area that always scares me, because when I hear people chasing after certain books because just certain character will be in the movie, I can't go out there and tell people like, stop, don't do it, don't buy it. It's not. Most collectors out there are adults, okay, and and like most thing in life, we tend to not like to hear or be told what to do, and this is this in general in life. I have had many people. I have known a lot of people in my life that would never want to hear a word of advice from me. And regardless of how things turn out, whether they should have listened to me or not, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and say I told you so. Life's too short for that. So you just have to go on and live your own life and do your own thing, and whether you think my concerns are warranted or not, man, time will tell. I just know that I collect things the way I like to collect, and luckily, I think the trend of the market is moving toward some of the things that I like or have been collecting all my life. So whether it will benefit my value of my collection down the road, who knows? Only time will tell. As you have seen in many of my videos, I like to collect high grades, and I like to collect books that are well centered and have white page, all that stuff. And I think the market is certainly moving toward that differentiation, at least on the high end, because for most collectors out there, more so now than ever, there is a need to differentiate. Okay, that's one of the things that didn't exist before. When I used to collect, as I mentioned in other videos, I couldn't care less what other people have. I couldn't care less to have the best copy. But I think more and more and more as the emergence of CGC in the past decade or so, there is a strong desire by some collectors to differentiate themselves with others, and they sought after the best looking books. So as we all know, every 9.4 books does not look alike. They all have flaws here and there, but not every 9.4 are equal. Okay, so a better presented 9.4, if you have a 9.4 books that are white page and it's well centered, most likely that will command a higher premium than another 9.4 with a miswrap with some more visible flaws, so or worse page quality. So the market is moving that way, and not that I'm happy that it's moving that way. I'm kind of, in many ways, I'm kind of bummed out that there is that kind of competition that need to differentiate themselves with that kind of quality. I mean, I like those things because that's what I like. I like that 30 years ago. That hasn't changed. Not like all of a sudden today I'm coming out here and say, I love white page and I love well-centered book. No, I like that. As you see, most of my book, I've been doing that, collecting those kind of books 30 years ago. But another thing that also show the trend toward differentiation is the emergence and popularity of the yellow label CGC, the signature series, where people get writers and artists and whatever to sign the books, as well as sketch cover, where you get the blank page and people draw on it and sign, and get more and more having a 9.8 copy is no longer good enough for some people. They need to have not the best copy, the unique copy. Okay, so so the market is definitely shifting more and more in that area, and that is something that's way out of my understanding, because I never collect to compete. I never collect to think that I have the unique collection of anything. It's when I approached this hobby years ago, I realized that they printed hundreds of thousands of every issues, and I just want to have a copy. Okay, that's all I wanted, and for the most part, that's still what I wanted. I just want the best looking copy that I can afford. That's still the primary goal. I don't think I can cross over to the idea that I must have the one unique copy of that book. Okay, so that's just me, but that's by no means saying that people that collect yellow label series or sketch cover stuff is doing something wrong. That's their kind of thinking. I don't understand it, but like I said, obviously they enjoy it, and many people enjoy it. Otherwise, you wouldn't see this long line at every convention now, where people stand in line for hours to get their book signed and submit to CGC to get the yellow label. So I might be a minority that don't do the signatures and the yellow label, all that stuff, but the trend is moving that way, you know. So the market is always changing. Who knows what the next trend will be? I just know that it's hard for this old dog to change. In that, I just don't see myself changing my collecting habit, and that's okay. I mean, I know many people my age that recently got into signature series, and they like to get books signed by Stan Lee or whoever, and that's fine. It's not for me. I just don't find having a copy with Stan Lee. I mean, luckily I have a book with Stan Lee and Jack Kirby signature, so I'm all set. One is plenty for me. I'm very happy and content with that one special book. So I'm not the kind of to want to have a closet full of yellow label with the signature of every creator under the sun. But that's it. Hopefully this rambling was useful, and thanks for watching, and I will be back with more rambling whenever I have some more thoughts. Thanks, bye.